We begin with some sad news following a dog attack. A child who Brooklyn Park police say was attacked by 2 pit bulls has died. Family members shared in a social media post that 3-year-old Colville Allen died from the attack that occurred in a Brooklyn Park backyard. His family said they will be donating his organs to Life Source to help other children. The boy's mother was also attacked and had several surgeries on her leg. Police shot both dogs in an attempt to rescue the child. Now to what's being described as a big step in the process to move forward with the Blue Line light rail extension project. The Metropolitan Council voted this week to send the project to local cities to decide whether to approve the line. It's a process called municipal consent. The vote was 10-3. One of the dissenters, Judy Johnson of Plymouth, pointed out that cities are boxed in on their vote and that cities aren't allowed to change the mode from light rail to bus rapid transit in their vote. A decision to reset would ultimately rest with Hennepin County. Fans of rock climbing could soon have a new indoor spot to practice their sport in the West Metro. Bouldering Company Incorporated plans to build an indoor climbing gym in Plymouth. It's planned for construction in a multi-tenant building near Interstate 494 and Carlson Parkway. Rather than using high walls and ropes, the owner says bouldering is rock climbing in its simplest form.
It's rock climbing like you've seen without ropes. So there's a limit to the height, but all of these walls they're all vertical. They have different levels of degrees of angulation. So some I think as extreme as maybe 45 degrees.
The highest climbing walls in the new bouldering gym would be about 16 feet off the ground. A new dental clinic opened its doors this month, closing a big gap in the need for dental care in the West Metro. Community Dental Care held a ribbon cutting and open house at its new suite on Friday afternoon. Local officials, community members, and clinic staff looked on as leaders celebrated the new location. Leaders say the Crystal Clinic, located on Bottineau Boulevard, will expand access for those uninsured and on Medicaid.
We are designed to serve a very diverse population of people that don't really have easy access to care.
The clinic is a branch of the nonprofit spread around the Twin Cities metro. Leaders say the clinic will serve 18,000 patients each year, making a big dent in its over 6,000 person wait list. Every year, the yard of a Northwest Metro home turns into a stage. It's filled with hundreds of people to see theater in an outdoor setting. Bunce Performing Arts started in a Maple Grove backyard, eventually needing a bigger backyard as the audiences grew. Now the show goes on in Dayton. The latest production goes under the sea with its version of The Little Mermaid. Photojournalist Dustin Scholl takes us there.
It is an experience that I think everyone should have. It's theater in a yard.
Go ahead, Ariel.
But it's not just the theater where it's kids doing a play. This is professionals coming to this yard, putting something together, creating a world that you can really enter into for free every single year.
Never actually played a princess before, and so I'm really excited to just take on this character. I just hope to embody just the relatability of her and how she longs to be somewhere else, but is kind of stuck in a world that she doesn't really feel like is, part of her.
You must tell me, what's your name?
It's been really awesome just to see the wonder and magic of theater come alive here at Bunce.
I love playing Ursula because I've never been able to just play around with an evil team. I've never been the bad guy, and it's super fun.
Time's up. You lose.
I love the company. I love the people. I love what the Bunce production stands for.
Les poissons, les poissons. How I love les poissons. Let's go shop.
My parents are Greg and Lori Bunce. They wanted families to have a place to come to experience amazing theater because you can't always afford to buy, all of your children tickets and bring them all out. And so that's something you can do here.
Whoa, a bit dizzy, aren't you? I've got just the remedy. A warm bath and a hot meal.
I mean, it's just spectacular. It's how the ancient Greeks performed theater. It's how everything was done back when theater was first being done.
There ain't nothing you can do.
It's just a very unique experience.
Shows run through August 3rd. Performances are free, but a food donation is encouraged. It's expected to be a busy weekend at swimming beaches with temperatures reaching the 90s. And what was an issue at the start of summer, at least one local swimming beach, appears to be a problem no more. The Elm Creek Swim Pond parking lot has stayed full this summer, with people seeking out spots in overflow parking. Park Operations Supervisor Dominic Ray says Elm Creek is fully staffed to keep up with the demand. Ray says it's been a challenge to get guards and chairs, but flexibility has gone a long way.
We've had a couple of good weeks here now that people are definitely looking to come out. They're looking to cool off in the water. We've been really busy, from the playground to the picnic areas to the swim pond.
Ray recommends buying a park season pass online to avoid the lines, but you can also buy a one-day pass on site. As the Summer Olympic Games get underway in Paris, a senior living center in Plymouth kicked off its own summer games. Trillium Woods lit the torch for a week of competition between residents on Friday. More than 60 residents are competing under the flags of 8 different countries. They'll be playing a variety of games like chair volleyball and bocce ball. Executive Director Joe Emmon Marshall says the event brings the community together and keeps them active.
They're really excited. Again, this is the 5th annual, or semi-annual, I guess, and they are just very, very pumped. We've got several different countries represented, so I think we'll have some fun times ahead of us and some good competition.
Winners will be announced and medals will be awarded at a closing ceremony next Friday.
High school hockey season is still 4 months away, but in the state of hockey, there really is no off season. The Maple Grove boys hockey team has been hard at work this summer and received some exciting news earlier this month. Chaz Moots caught up with the Crimson at the Maple Grove Community Center.
In the off season, some are working, some are not. Members of the Maple Grove boys hockey team have been putting in time on the ice.
First things first, it's obviously important just to try and improve your game as much as you can, whether that's puck handling or shooting.
You gotta just work on your speed and just all the basics, like just work on shooting pucks, lifting in the gym, just get back in shape.
The skill development is critical, but just as important is the chemistry, especially on a team that graduated 13 seniors from a year ago.
You need to start a foundation somewhere, and then I'd say summer is where we start this. We keep building. This is where it all starts, though.
On July 8th, the Crimson received some extra excitement when they found out that on January 25th, they'll be playing hockey in Shakopee at the Valley Fair, taking part in Hockey Day Minnesota 2025.
When you're like little, you're watching TV of these guys, and now it's surreal being able to play in that. Such a great opportunity to play a great team and at an awesome place like Valley Fair.
Just going to be such a cool experience playing outside. I mean, you grow up watching these games and now you finally get to play in one. It's going to be a really cool experience. Everyone's pumped for it.
Until then, Maple Grove continues to work hard in late July, staying ready for the big date in late January.
We're just excited to be back and we're ready to go.
In Maple Grove, Chaz Moots, CCX Sports.
The Sub-State American Legion baseball playoffs continue through this weekend. Totino-Grace was looking to get a step closer to the state tournament bid on Thursday. Totino-Grace taking on Princeton in the Sub-State 8 playoffs. Trailing 2-0 in the third inning, TG's Matthew Gallitzer drives this one the opposite way to right. It clears the fence, hits a tree, and bounces back into the field of play. But it's a 3-run homer for Gallitzer, and it's 3-2. This was a back-and-forth game all afternoon. Princeton's Eli Gibbs sends this ball the deep left for an extra base hit. Lane Olson trots home to score on the double, and the game is tied 3-3 in the fourth. Bottom 5 now, and Braden Morrell hits a sharp single to center field. Judah Kazicki wheels around to score his second run of the game, and it's 5-4 Totino-Grace after 5. Princeton ties it in the top of the 6th. Nico Bradalich goes the opposite way and hits it down the left field line for a hit. Gibbs scores, and it's a 5-5 game, and this one would go to extra innings. Princeton took the lead in the top of the 9th, and then TG rallies. Will Franzik drives it down the line in right field. That plates Evan Schaus with a tying run on the double for Franzik. And later in the inning with the bases loaded, Gallitzer comes through again, sending this one to the fence and right for a hit. The walk-off single gives Totino-Grace their third win of the Sub-State 8 tournament, 7-6 in 9 innings. After a loss to Totino-Grace in Sub-State 8 Legion play, Champlin Park looked to stay alive in an elimination game. Jay Wilcox has highlights.
Champlin Park taking on Blaine in a Sub-State 8 Legion elimination game. Tied at 1 in the 4th when Champlin Park's Aaron Cohn bounces to short. The throw is a little wide and Tristan Wexeth scores to make it 2-1 Rebels. After another run scores, Reese George grounds a hit up the middle to bring Cohn in. A decisive 3-run inning gives Champlin Park a 4-1 lead. In the 5th, Carter Mackey drops a hit into right field for Blaine. Derek Schloman scores and they pull within 4-2. But the Rebels add a pair in the 6th. Chase Oxborough bunts and the throw to first gets away as Oxborough and the fielder collide. Brockton Sandell scores on the play. Nick Carlson grounds a hit through the left side to score another run as Champlin Park stays alive with a 6-2 win over Blaine. Jay Wilcox, CCX Sports.